Okay, so I opened it up, had a look, and lo and behold, the fuel tank was absolutely stuffed with just pure crap. And I cleaned out that fuel tank not long ago. You've seen it on the videos, but it was just all rusted up again inside, and I was getting muck. So the fault is a shitty fuel tank. I don't know what I'm going to do about it. I'm going to have to find some solution. I'm going to have to seal it or some blooming thing. But that's what the problem is, so you know that now. Let's see if we should start. No. Well, that was more promising. Just doesn't want to stay running. Nothing. Doesn't sound like there's much fuel left in it, to be honest. I put a right bit into it. There's a bit in there. Just won't stay running. I think I've got a bit of a leak here anyway. I think I might have. Where's the tape? Oh, it's there. It's not leaking down from the carburetor. Oh, something's leaking badly here. It's not pouring onto the floor though. See, she does want to run, but she just won't stay running. Oh, didn't like that. I wonder if I put the airbox on will she run. Kickstart slipped there. I wonder is it missing a tooth or two. Seems to be getting a bit of fuel, but maybe not just enough. Just not getting enough. Maybe I'll try putting a bit more fuel into the tank. What do you say? Just don't want to waste good fuel, you know. I might have to tip it all out. There's a bad smell coming out of that tank. That's gotta be enough to get it to some sort of level where it'll force it down into it. Just fix these up here a little bit. sounded better. Still doing the same thing though. Well, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm after coming in from the shed. Just decided I had to give up for the night. Cannot figure out what the issue is. I checked the fuel tank again and it wasn't gummed up this time. The carb did overfill itself, or it was leaking somehow, so I may look at that. But I think it may be the fact that I didn't tighten down the head enough. So I might give it another turn tomorrow. See how I get on. Bar that, I have no idea, but I know that it's similar to the problems that it was giving me, even when it had the last barrel on it. The problems are similar, so it keeps wanting to run, but it won't run. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. Doesn't want to run unless it's on the choke, and when it is running, it's running badly. So I don't know what's wrong. You know, I've worked very hard tonight to even get it to do that. I think it's a fuel delivery problem because the tank's full of crap, and it's a very awkward way that Honda has put this. If you can see where the line comes out, it has to go up. And then round, like an S shape. It has to go up and then round to get to the carb, which is a bit odd. You can see it in there. There's the fuel line with a wee green piece on it. I'll show you if we can see it here. See in there? That's the fuel line. It has to go up and round. And it's awkward as crap, like. Anyway, I think the problem is that it's not getting the fuel. I mean, it'll run on the choke after adjusting the air screw out a pile. But bar that, it'll hardly run at all. So I don't know if it's the choke or if it's taking in air somewhere, but I hope it's not taking in air anywhere. I can't see anywhere where it would. I don't know if any of you have got advice for me this time. I'd be very appreciative, guys, because I'm kind of at the end of what I know here with this thing. So thanks for watching anyway. Well, I cannot begin to tell you the level of my frustration this evening with this bike. I have done everything possible to try and get this bike to run properly. I took the carburetor out of it, I cleaned it out, checked all the jets, everything was absolutely clean. I took the fuel tank, I hosed it out about 4 or 5 times, got a lot of the stuff out of it. I went down to the bike store, I got myself a fuel filter, and I put it into the bike, as you can see there. And as you can see, it's getting fuel. So there's fuel definitely going to the carburetor. Definitely getting fuel. And there is a couple of little bits in the bottom of it there. It's catching most of the bad stuff. And I can kick it and it will tick over for a minute or whatever, but it just wants to stop then, and it just does not want to keep running. And I have tried adjusting the air screw on the carburetor. I've tried adjusting the idle, and I just cannot get it to run right at all. I do not know what's wrong with this bike. The only other thing there's 2 other things that it could be that I'm thinking of, and that's the fact that that seal is put in there into the head, remember, that I put in, and it's maybe holding it up from sealing properly. The other option is that I've got the timing wrong. I don't know what the signs of a bad timing in spark timing is, so hopefully some of you can talk to me about that and see maybe if that's the issue. Or it could be the fact that I've had this cover off, and even when I took the cover off there was no gasket. So it may be lacking a bit of compression there or something, or taking in air in around the casing, because there's no gasket around this. But that's the only things I can think of. I cannot think of anything else what it might be. And I am stumped, and I'm annoyed, and it's just been one of those days where you thought you were getting places and you're getting nowhere. So I'm going to let you hear it anyway. No point in me sitting here letting you look at a engine casing. So I'm going to give it a kick, and I have no choke on at the minute. Actually took the choke off, and it'll run, but it won't run for very long. It'll just run on whatever wee bit of fuel it gets, I think, and then stops dead. So there you go, stopped. No idea. And I have the idle turned up a bit because I thought that it needed that to stay running. There, I'm kicking it now and I'm getting nothing. But if I wait a minute, I will get something. Stops again. Cannot do anything, and no matter what I do with the air screw of the carburetor or the idle, it just keeps on doing this. I don't know. Really would appreciate your help with this one, guys, because I'm at the end of my knowledge with this, and it's kind of frustrating, really is, after all the work that I've put in, and it's frustrating me a bit. Just, I'm going to stick on the choke here, just for the laugh. We'll stick on the choke. We'll see what it does. There's choke on full. Give it a kick. Doesn't want to stay running. Will run though. Kicking again at it. Still, it's like it's getting fuel and then not getting fuel, and getting fuel and not getting fuel, and that's what it sounds like. I don't know. Please comment if you have an idea of what it is, because I'm getting really frustrated with this. Thank you.